Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Justice League, issue number 26. The Death of Starman? Pay attention to that freaking question mark there. That's the reason those question marks are the way that the fake news, big newspapers, they're pretty much fake news, are able to get away with any old stupid headline. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog walks on Mars? Okay, that's the Inquirer. But all the other ones, is Trump's presidency over? Is Biden going to be the new president? When you put a question mark at the end, you can write anything you want, and you can't call it false advertising because I was just asking a question. Yeah. Exact same detail here. He does not die in this book. Sorry for the spoiler, but man, I hate when that happens. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna give you a little bit more here. This issue is called Apex Predator Part 1. We're starting a new story arc here. No, this is not a jumping on point. Issue number 1 of Justice League is not even a jumping on point. Dark Knight's Metal, guys. James Tynion IV is the writer. Javier Fernandez is the artist. Hi-Fi is on colors. Tom Napolitano on letters. Francis Manipold does the cover. Emanuela Lupacino and Brad Anderson does the variant cover. And yeah, this here. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Something that's been on my mind about this comic book. This is the first comic book I read by James Tynion IV that I didn't like. Oh yeah, we went there. Right now, Scott Snyder has suddenly become my hero on this comic book, and James Tynion IV, his name on this no longer means that it's going to be a good book. That's messed up, man. That's like wrecking my childhood. Even though I only heard of James Tynion IV like a year and a half ago, something like that, whatever it was. Like, it's messed up, man. There's some funny moments in here. All right, and I'm sorry for the lip smacking thing. I hate that. I hate when people do that, so my bad. The best part about this comic book was actually The Flash, which makes me happy because The Flash is effing awesome, and you agree. Him and his conversations with everybody in the multiverse and Jon Stewart, who's like, I'm the guy who, I help guard the universe, man. And he's like, just the universe? Just this universe? Flash is badass, dude. He may only be the dude on Earth, but he's on all the Earths, and I love that. He's sitting here having these conversations with people, and Stewart, he's just like, this, you're not telling me this is all normal to you, is it? He's shocked that all these people from the different Earths know him. It's like, you both got something on each other now, man. So that was cool, dude. Captain Carrot is in this. I'm not a huge fan. He's, cute and all, but no. But he's only in for a moment, so it doesn't, perturb me, per se. What do you call it? So the World Forger is in here, and he just walks up, and he's all, like, talking and whatnot, and I'm just wondering why Superman is already cool with him. If I'm Superman, I'm beating the crap out of him. I know in the previous issue he got a punch off on him. I don't think that's enough. If I'm Superman and you almost killed me, hey, Batman's my bud, and he had faith in me. He had hope in me. What do you got? What do you got? You were a splinter in me. Prepare. Take my size. What size of boot would Superman be? Because he's supposed to be like 6 foot. He's supposed to be 6'5". He's supposed to be my height, right? I'm a size 14. Imagine sticking a size 14 red boot up somebody's butt. Sideways. That's what Superman should have done to the World Forger. World Forger shouldn't be able to sit down. And yet, doesn't want to stand up either. He should be in a perpetual state of, I gotta poop a big red boot. I'm just saying, because that's what I would do. All right, this dude, no, you ain't getting off this easy, brah. All that being said, I guess they just need the story to move on. What a shame. I wanted to see some boots to heads. The best part of this comic book was actually the conversation, besides the Flash Jon Stewart thing. The Mira and Hawkgirl stuff was the best long-term stuff in this comic book. Jarro having like one quick thing to say. All right, I could have used a lot more Jarro. Where's the Jarro special edition? Here's the thing. Next annual, I want a Jarro issue. That's all I want. I want Jarro's recap of everything that happened, but from his point of view. And of course, adulating Batman the entire time. The entire time. That's all they want. That dude, yo, DC, that is your next annual for Justice League. Call me up. I'll write it. This was, I don't care who writes it, man. It's just, I just want to see that. I want to read it rather than write it, but whatever, man. Damn it. Now this book is even worse in my mind because I just thought of the greatest freaking Justice League annual ever, and I'm just back to this thing again. Anyway, Hawkgirl is Hawkgirl in this. And what do I mean by that? She feels like Hawkgirl more than any of the other issues that I felt before. When she's sitting here talking about it was already shot down, voted down by the Justice League, but if it were up to me, I would have John mind transfer, some of my martial arts skills over to all the humans on Earth, so at least the humans have a fighting chance on this Earth. Justice League voted down, but man, if they didn't, I still think it's a good idea. Yes, that's Hawkgirl. That's the kind of stuff that Hawkgirl would think. Now, Hawkwoman, she would not think that. Well, depends on which Hawkwoman precisely. Shiara wouldn't think it, but Kendra undeniably, yes, that's something that Kendra would say. That's something that she would think. That's something that she would propose, as a motion before the freaking team, man. I loved that. It sounds like such a simple thing, but as a Hawk fan, that's kind of cool. Mira had a good moment in here, too. She's like, yeah, so you're kind of in charge of the Justice League and all this stuff right now, but I know what it means to be a queen. I know what it means to actually wear the crown on my head. So you be the boss of everybody else, but I'm the boss of you. Go find your kind of son and Martian Manhunter and all that stuff. Where is Martian Manhunter? Well, that's the really weird stuff in here. And there's going to be a little bit of a spoiler coming up. Actually, you know what? No, there won't be. There's no need for me to give you a spoiler. You should read the comic book. That's what it comes down to. Or go to some lesser channel who will, happily give you spoilers and all that stuff. As far as this one is concerned, there's no need for a spoiler. This is something you got to read. There's no guesswork at what's going on. At the worst, you're going to look up on the internet because the person's name is given who shows up. This is, in fact, the person who they've been talking about in this comic book, a cloaked figure walking around, going to people, telling them, if you kill all the people in that church over there, then you'll get the freedom that you've been looking for. And nobody stops to think, because, in general, a lot of people are selfish. One of the things my grandfather my favorite lesson my grandfather ever told me, nobody cares what you did for them yesterday. They want to know what you're going to do for them today, And very similarly, these people don't think past the nose on their face, and they're thinking to themselves, really, I'll get the heaven that I was promised if I go and kill the people in that church? Okay, but he also said something to the people in that church, didn't he? So, yeah, people are dumb. People are just dumb. Anyway, that was interesting. That was very interesting, the reveal at the end of this book, who Martian Manhunter was actually tracking down, not realizing who he was actually tracking down. I'm very curious as to where it's going to go from here. By the way, there's a character who had a first appearance in the comic books, but the first true appearance was actually in a TV series. Are you intrigued now? Go and buy the book. All right, it's worth it. This is, like I said, this is actually the worst James Tynion IV book I've ever read. But if I'm going to sit there and make that complaint, I got to look at it honestly. When I see James Tynion IV's name attached to something, I right away think to myself, oh, this is going to be damn good. You know what I'm saying? So this was good. It wasn't damned good. Damn it. Anyway, guys, Professor Pill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.